Preparing. This meeting is being live streamed. Okay, got it. You should have got a button.
Got it. Yep.
Are we live?
Yep. Oh, wait there. I'm now got our channel, your channel
Hearing.
open in another group. Right there.
There we go. We are
This
live.
meeting is being live streamed.
No, I've got my own voice
Okay,
coming
got
through.
it.
All right, we're just doing an experiment for those people who might have just jumped onto our what are we calling this?
The Elite 2 so far.
Elite 2, yeah. Dave's an Aussie, but we're not going to hold it against him, and I'm a Kiwi. We just thought, I don't know, but we were discussing about Ponzi schemes and the like, and then they're quite rampant. And we're just thinking that why are people so, I don't even want to use the word desperate, but why are people so sort of drawn to getting involved in making money opportunities? So, yeah. And then we thought we should do a weekly podcasty thingy where people could perhaps come onto our Zoom meeting and discuss mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've got a common interest on it, because I know the last couple of people that we've actually interviewed are really, home alone, lonely people. They've invested their life's income and then basically lost it. And that must be a real hard pill to swallow. So, yeah.
But Danny, just to touch on what you said as to why Ponzi schemes and why are people putting faith and going into them, I think part of it is because what uncertain times we're in at the moment. We've just come out of a pandemic. We've got the war. We've got whether we're going to have more diseases come out, interest rates, inflation, and people are looking for certainty. People are looking for hope with all the pressures that people are under. And unfortunately, these Ponzi schemes, in a time of recession, in a time of uncertainty, that's when they actually flourish the most.
Yeah, well, yeah, I have to agree. I mean, we've been, I don't know, Dave and I have been talking for about an hour and a half originally. So we've sort of morphed into, we've talked about everything. And I thought, what we're trying to figure out whether Dave and Danny would actually be able to offer any value to anyone that was listening to us who basically might be feeling lonely and feel like they don't think anyone really cares about them, and whether we could offer them some value. And we've said a lot of good stuff that we probably don't want to repeat because we've just talked about it for the last hour. But, at the end of the day, it'd be nice to help people, or even just discuss the mentality that goes on in our brains, and whether we can actually do something to, like, we would ideally like to get a group of people that, rather than sitting in a Zoom meeting listening to all these brainwashing things, why don't we flip that around and provide a place where people can once a week get online and talk about life. It doesn't have to be doom and gloom, I lost my money, my life fortune, but maybe it might be able to spark some life into some things that you could do. And that's probably where you come in, Dave. What things do you think people could do to get themselves in the right frame of mind who might be a bit frail at the moment?
Well, I look at it that if for me to invest my time and for me to have a bit of hope to be part of a community, something as simple, and I heard the terminology, I think it was either Grant Cardone, or there was something I was listening to where they have like a weekly check-in with their staff, and they have what they call a green light, an orange light, and a red light. And so the green light is
the Matrix, by any chance?
No. And so it's almost as though, So what good thing am I looking forward to this week? So the good thing that I'm looking forward to this week is that my wife and I are going out for dinner on the weekend. The orange thing is that I've got to update my resume. I've got to make an appointment from my accountant. So I've got to check in. I've got to get that done. And by me sharing that, I'm now going to do it, because when I come to the meeting next week, it's, oh, fuck, Dave, how did you go with that? Oh, sorry for swearing. And then the red light is I work from home. I work from my lounge room at the moment because the other bedrooms are being used. I've got a garage, but my garage is quite cluttered. And in order for me to work from home in a peaceful environment when my wife and my daughters get home, I've actually got to fix up my garage because I've got to have that professional workspace where I can go and do some works and you won't be able to hear the dogs barking. And by me having that safe space where I'm checking in with other blokes and I'm hearing other guys as to what they're going through in their lives, and by hearing other people talk about both the good and the tougher things that people have got to do, a problem shared is a problem halved. And when you just keep it up in your mind, God knows where it goes. But even just by me sharing with you the things that I'm doing this week, but that are both good and some accountable things that I've got to do, what do you know? I'm now going to make that real and I'll get that to happen.
So it's like a sounding board, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some accountability is...
accountability group.
Like everyone says New Year's resolutions don't really work. And I've, as I was saying to you earlier, I've given up drinking third time now. I've done it twice for 12-month periods. And I said to my partner the other day, let's give up drinking. We're 2.5 months in. I said, let's do it for 5 years. And why do people start breaking habits again? Because they haven't told people.
Yeah, that's right.
So I get out there and all our friends, I go, we've given up drinking. We go to our local bar on Friday night. And the bar, I know the bar owners because we have our meetings in their restaurant. They go, oh, what are you guys doing down here? So we'll stop drinking. So we're not the ideal clientele. What can you make us with no alcohol? So here we are. Now we're into mocktails and it's a great laugh. But then we've told another 2 people. So if I go back there next week and we'll say, oh, we'll have a beer and she'll have a wine, they're going, I thought you guys had stopped drinking. That's embarrassing. So I think, that's what like accountability groups, a lot of these are as well, Yeah. Hey, we did talk about briefly, we talked about running like a think tank meeting. And I think, you suggested a couple of things I could do, but what about change? Why don't people like change? They want to do the same thing, like what's doing the same old things, expecting different results.
Yeah.
Who said that? There's a saying out there, isn't there? Is it Einstein? No, Einstein didn't say it, but he's been labeled as the person that says it, but I don't think it's his.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The definition of madness, I don't know who it was by, but was doing the same things and expecting different results.
Yeah.
But I think people like to, I don't know, it's almost as though that it's like your to-do list. There's a certain percentage, if you put your to-do list, your likelihood of doing it is obviously increased. But if you've got your to-do list and you've shared that with people face-to-face and you've communicated, you've externalized it, I think the percentage of likelihood of you actually doing it goes up dramatically. And I see what I've been doing through the periods of the pandemic and the periods of me helping people either with addiction, helping people with weight loss, or helping people work on their mental health, is by helping them be accountable and providing that safe space, and then following up with them in a soft way to say, hey, Dave, well, last week you shared about you decluttering your garage and setting up your workspace. How did you go with that? And then people think, oh, okay, well, and it's okay if they didn't do it, but then again, I think they're more likely to. And there's actually one of the fastest growing coaching areas in the American market is as accountability coaches. And people actually hire you to actually, and in some cases, actually link the fee that they're charging to coach that person around that person achieving their goal. And so that if they achieve their goal, they rebate a certain amount of it back to the person. But
that's a good
way.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the accountable 6 or.
I think it's not too bad. I think people think I love the elephant. I think I've got the noise.
It's the soundboard.
How do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
Yeah. just about missed the button on that one. So I think I had a guy that I remember walking into a room, and there was this guy. His name's Mike Catton, and I met this guy on a Tuesday, and it was he's running his first series of what he called Inspired, and they were just motivational talks that were designed to motivate people. And this guy was sitting on a stool, and he was talking to 63 people in the room, and everybody was engaged. And I thought, normally somebody's fiddling on their cell phone, or, they're looking out the window. And I thought, this guy is amazing. So at the end of the meeting, this guy said to me, has anyone got any questions? And I just put my hand up and I said, how do we get more of you? And he said, oh, funny you should say that. He said he's going to run the next 2 meetings. He's paying for it all himself. He basically said he walked by example. So he provided the venue, he did morning tea, and he paid it. And he said, I'm going to do the next 2 meetings on his dime. And then after that, he would like a corporate sponsor. So after the meeting, I went up to him and said, oh, how much do you have to pay to be a corporate sponsor? And he said, well, what are you offering? And I said, I don't know, what, $500? And he said, oh, you can be the major corporate sponsor for that. At that time, I only had $900 to my name in my business account. So I was like, oh, okay. So anyway, I said, well, how about we organize sponsorship for your next meeting, and we get people to pay, because he's going to do 3 or 4 events a year. So I said, I'll find other people that will also want to be a major sponsor. So I think I found 3 or 4 people that were willing to pay $500. And then I found people who couldn't afford to pay $500 who were going to pay $250. And then we went to $150. And people would just basically give money, and they wanted to be involved. Anyway, this guy, when you meet people that really inspire you, the reason why he inspired me is because he practiced what he preached.
Yeah.
On the Thursday, I can't remember the story, but basically on the Thursday, he invited me to go to an event and be a filler person. And it was biking 65 Ks in the wilderness in 2 days, to inspire somebody who was a paying client who needed something to motivate them. And I thought, what am I doing? I was a mountain biker, but I've never done 65 Ks in the wilderness.
Yeah.
But this guy, we finished up running these events with him, and we got sponsorship, and we got people to pay, for all the meetings. And it was awesome. We did 12 events at the end of it. Jeez. But I think by hanging around like-minded people, it rubs off.
It does help you. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well,
so do you want to help people?
How a lot of people end up in problems, either of addiction or in Ponzi schemes. It's because you are hanging around those people. And so if you want to get out into being better and being in wellness mode, it's being around other people that are working on themselves.
Yeah. And that's really it. I mean, even though I run a bit of a Telegram group myself, but I know that a few of the people chatting in there are probably still involved in Ponzi schemes.
Yeah.
And I think it's that hope, because I know with the one I've been busting a lot with Hyperverse, they've been stringing people along, telling them that there is a possibility that they're going to get their money out. And when people hear that, I was speaking to a guy I interviewed a wee while ago, and then I gave him a little bit of an example about this guy that was hopeful that he could still get his money out. Then all of a sudden, the guy I was talking to really focused on what I was saying, because he was hanging on to what this other guy said that might be a possibility that he was going to get his money out. So I just sort of think that people hang on to hope so much, which means they're very responsive, to what's actually happening, isn't it?
Well, I've been following your content for the last easily the last 12 weeks, and even though I haven't invested, I've been scammed, but I haven't invested in any Ponzi schemes since I joined into Amway maybe 20, 30 years ago.
Oh, that's really good, that one.
But the reason why I follow your channel is that it's almost as though that for me, I use that as a benchmark as to geez, like, don't go that low. Don't like really question some of these things that you do, and you don't have to believe what everyone else is saying. And I think there is the odd person in some of your videos when they go to the question and answer part and they ask questions and they quickly cut them off, or they say, "Oh, go to your upline," or whatever else. But it really, by anyone sharing their story or by watching some of these things, it really can help you work on yourself, or sort of not go to the depths that some of these people are into some of these schemes.
I think the gauging of where you're at and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think what we could do theoretically, I mean, people can see this video. I mean, would people find it of benefit? Or are people brave enough to actually want to come on a Zoom meeting and talk like Dave and I are, and just discuss life and, money? Why do we want wealth? Like I was talking to Dave earlier on, I was talking about how Keith Williams has given me a hard time because I rent my house. And I've owned 5 houses. Well, I don't own them, but the bank owns them, but I've had 5 mortgages, and I've, at one point in my life, I looked like I was doing really well. My friends used to go, "Oh, it's all right for you guys. You've got nice cars and flash house in the country." And then I lost the whole lot. So why does society look at that as, like, a lady called me a failed businessman the other day, because she didn't like the fact that I said, "Have you got your money out of Hyperverse?" So she, and I thought, wow, how violent is that? A failed businessman. And I go, what is a failed businessman? I mean, entrepreneurs are the people that try 100 times and have, they have 99 failures before they have one success, but they tried 99 times. And then, like, we could have a discussion on what is success?
Yeah.
Is it money? Is it happiness? Is it friends or family? Is it the car you drive? Is it the clothes you wear? Is it when you sleep at night? Do you sleep at night, or are you worried at night? I mean, some of the wealthiest people in the world have more worries than anybody.
Someone sleeping down the river.
Yeah.
So so it's now 3:00 Sydney time, and my daughter just got home. My wife just got home.
They wonder who you're talking to.
I know. Yeah, they wonder who I'm talking to. But you're now seeing the reason why, for my home office, I need to set up. I need to fix my garage. I'm just going to kiss my wife hello right there.
Yeah.
But I think also coming to as to what's good about coming to a group and checking in with like-minded people that are working on themselves, is it the old scenario when someone says, "Oh, Dave, how are you?" There's the people that see you and they're saying, "How are you?" to be polite, but it's having that safe space and that environment where you don't have to share and divulge your deep, darkest secrets, but you can actually talk and you can actually share as to how things are going and how you're feeling and what you got coming up. And what do you know, by sharing some of those things, that it's powerful for yourself, but it's powerful for other people, because then it gives them the courage to share what they're going through or share with what they're working on. But also maybe it makes them then realize, well, geez, the job of cleaning up my garage and creating this space isn't as hard of a job that what it really is. I've just got to go and do it. I've just got to stop procrastinating about it. And
mate, it's exciting to me. I can see lights, a green screen. Yeah. I was just going to say virtual background. See, this is my background at the moment. I don't know if it turns up if I turn off my green screen. Oh, no, I've got green here now.
I saw your behind the scenes video that your friend did. That was very good. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
I can see your green screen now.
Yeah, that's right. But then you can just turn on that, and then I have to pick the picture. Which one did I have? Oh, that's right. I can do a spaceship. I can do the what do they call that?
That's is that one of the Hyperverse graphics?
Well, it's not even theirs. They pinched it.
Did that?
Yeah, the Dan Studios are the owner of it. They come to me asking, do you know how I can contact Mr. H, because they want to prosecute him for using their video. And then they changed it to this one, which is pretty cool.
Oh God.
And then when they were talking, and I don't know if you've been following Hibernation, but they talked about stormy seas.
No. And did they have that up, or did
no,
you?
I made it.
Is that one of your graphics? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've just got all these videos. And then I found, what did I find the other day that was really bad is they were building a virtual world. And I found a gaming software that looked like they'd used that for their version of, like can do fish.
Ah.
Or crime scenes. Yeah. Had a lot of fun with the green screen. That's what you want, mate. Green screen. Then you can do whatever you like.
How good that.
Come to the East Coast with me.
I'll just go and get my version of Pixel. Then.
Oh, really? What do you got?
Yeah. I'll show you what I've got.
Okay. I'll change my background to something. Let's do a protest about it. Oh my goodness! I know what the name is. Look at me. Pomeranian. That's it. Boy, he's been brushed lovely.
Yeah. She goes to the hairdresser. Costs $83. She goes once every 6 weeks, and she's 8 years old.
Wow.
But yeah, no, she's. But it's amazing. We got her for I think $1,800 8 years ago. But those same dogs now are nearly $7,000.
Oh my goodness! We just paid $3,000 for Pixel.
Jeez.
Actually, we didn't actually. No, it was 3.5. And then when we went to pay the lady, she said, "Oh, it's 3." And I thought, I thought you said 3.5. So we, yeah. But I think they're worth every cent. Actually, I really missed my last one. But
and is Pixel? What sort of breed is Pixel? Is it one of these manufactured breeds? Or
no, he's a first generation schnoodle, which means he's 50% toy poodle and 50% miniature schnauzer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then when they breed, they are 75% miniature schnauzer and 25% toy poodle, and that's what a schnoodle is, and they're very intelligent. Yeah,
it's amazing that there's even. I don't know people personally. Oh, sorry. I think my wife's got some friends, but there's a lot of people also that during the pandemic that were actually scammed with buying pets, with buying like either deposits that they've paid or dogs that don't exist, or
you mean there's a hyper pet website out there? Was the pet on the metaverse?
Oh, the Petaverse. on the NFTs.
No, yeah, it could be an NFT pet. Oh my goodness, people taking. That's people think of everything. Yeah, I think that's what it's done actually, isn't it? Though it's made it easy for people to do transactions of monies. You don't have to have a merchant account to get money off somebody.
Yeah. So there is the Ponzi side of it, but I guess there's that obviously fits into the overall scamming space as to how people are scammed and sort of what they go into. But and I think then the environment and that people obviously feel pressure from the economy and their health and bills and work and yeah, they see a little bit of hope and they cling on to it, and it's hard that I've been scammed and I've got family, friends, and members that have been scammed, and you're embarrassed by it, and you feel shame as to talking and sharing about it, and but what do you know? By you sharing your story, you can actually help other people become aware of it, so they're a bit more mindful.
Yeah, I think it's key. I think it's great. I think it's a great thing. It always surprises me how many people don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm quite open, and I've probably talked far too much about my life. But it's at the end of the day, it's kind of like it's never really done me any harm. Yeah. People go, "Oh, it's all right for you, Danny. Everyone knows everything about you." And I go, I challenged somebody to find my home address once, and they didn't. But I do have a private life. I just don't put everything on the internet. Oh, but you do. And I go, no, I don't. And the persona that people think that you are often makes me laugh, really, because, you do have a private life. But I think as open as I am, hasn't actually done me any harm. I meet people for the first time. They're like us. We've only met an hour and a half, 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know you from Barrow, but I can tell, I get a good vibe from you, but I can tell that most people feel like they know me before they speak to me.
Yeah.
I mean, why can't we all do that? You know?
But it's even more common now, but particularly in a business sense, when you're buying something, you've actually made 80% of the decision to actually buy it, and maybe even higher, before you actually make that transaction. And so it's just like meeting you and talking to you today that I've been following you for some time, and it's not until, and I've been watching some of your content, and I feel as though that I know you already. And
sorry about that.
And I knew about Pixel. I don't know whether you live on the North or South Island, so I can't help you.
The South.
The South. Oh, you're in the nice part. I've been to the North Island, but I haven't been to the South Island.
Yeah, well, video makes it a lot better because I'm dyslexic, I can't read and write very well. If people read my correspondence, they think that my last name's De Heck, so they often think that I'm Dutch and I don't speak very good English. And it's just because I'm born Kiwi and I'm no good at reading and writing. I use voice recognition. So they think I've got a pidgin language. So when they meet me, they go, "Oh, I thought you were," I go, no, I'm a Kiwi, mate.
I thought De Heck may have been South African.
Oh, no, I haven't heard that one before. Yeah.
Like De Hock.
Yeah, and I had to change. I used to be called Charlesworth, which is very English. And I took on my stepfather's name when I was 15 years of age. I got known as Danny De Heck. But when I went to open a bank account, they told me that I had to use my legal name. And I didn't want to use my known name. Well, complicated now. But anyway, I changed it by default. So I actually changed my name to De Heck, which is great because I could get deheck.com because it was such an unusual name.
Oh, you could actually get the URL. Okay.
Yeah. So I thought, oh, well, that's a bonus. But yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for today, Danny. And
that's good, mate.
Yeah, look forward to. I'm happy to check in next week. We tee up a time and we see if we get a bit more structure and framework around this and share it on different socials and see where we go.
Yep. Well, what I'll do is I'll put in the notes a time and maybe, I don't know, 3 hours earlier from now. We'll talk about it. But if you are interested in coming along and having a chat on a Zoom meeting, it doesn't have to be about doom and gloom Ponzi schemes. It's just a general chit chat. Blokes, ladies, whoever would like to get on there and talk, we're open to it. And we'll just see where it takes us. And we just have an open chat about life in the universe, not the metaverse.
real world stuff.
Yeah. All right. So I'll stop the live stream, but just check the notes for description and times and we'll see what we can do. How do you stop this? This is going to be the next bit of fun. Meeting room, analyst, no, edit video. Oh, maybe I just said, I see, recording, end. Oh, here we go. Hold it. Stop live stream. There's a button for it. Fancy that?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. All right. I'll stop the live stream. Thanks for watching. Check out the description and we'll see you hopefully next week if you want to join Dave and Danny. Hey, it's like the two Ronnies. It's goodbye from him and it's good night